Hey y'all, welcome back to Everything Business. The SBA put out 4 programs that they've all approved. We're going to dive into each one of those and see how they can help you. Hopefully this will help us the next few days before they change it again. So let's go. Paycheck Protection Program. SBA will forgive the loan if all employees are kept on the payroll for 8 weeks and the money is used for payroll, rent, mortgage interest, or utilities. At least 75% of the money that they give you has to be towards payroll. 75%. So right now, the small businesses and the sole proprietors can go ahead and apply for this. Many banks aren't doing it because they don't have all the rules. But there is on the SBA's website a list of all lenders that they have that are already approved. So you can go on there and check it out. Saw this morning there was like over 100. So they're out there. There's some banks I've never even heard of. Some are probably really small, but nonetheless, they're approved. So there's a form that I will have linked below for you guys to download the PDF that the banks will then ask you guys to submit. And what happens is you'll go on these sites. It'll say, what's your business? What's your name? What's your email? What's your phone number? And you'll submit all of that, and then it'll say, thanks. Someone will call you back in order for you to then really apply. I haven't heard of anybody actually getting their PDF for the application submitted. Like everyone's just having to call the banks or email the banks and say, hey, I'm interested in this, and then submit your information, and then someone from the bank at some point will call you back. If you have already gotten through, please comment below and let us know what bank that you used or what process you went through so that we can help everybody out. Question is, who can apply? It's small businesses that have less than 500 employees, sole proprietors, independent contractors, and self-employed. Private nonprofit organizations or 501, veteran organizations that are all affected by this pandemic. So businesses in certain industries may have more than 500 employees if they meet the SBA's size standard for those industries. So each industry has a certain standard to qualify them for being a small business. Small businesses in hospitality and food industries, that have more than one location could be eligible if the individual location has less than 500 workers. Small businesses and the sole proprietors can go ahead and submit their applications. The independent contractors and the self-employed can start April 10th. Okay, April 10th for independent contractors, self-employed. The details for the loan forgiveness, again, it has to be used for payroll costs. It can be used for the rent, the utilities, but 75% has to be used towards payroll. The loan payment will also be deferred for 6 months, no collateral, no PG. What's PG? Personal guarantee. Neither the government nor lenders will charge small businesses a fee. The loan has a maturity of 2 years and an interest rate of 1%. It used to be 0.5 over 10 years, and the bank said, nope, not doing it. So now it's 1%, 2 years. You can find the form application in our description. It will link right to the SBA, download the PDF, print it out, fill everything out, and then go to the other link in the description where it will show you the lenders that are approved by the SBA in order to submit your application. Again, you're going to have to write all your information out or type it out in the computer and submit it. Someone from the bank will call you, email you, and then you'll start giving them the information that you printed out on the PDF. So again, if you're self-employed or independent contractor, you have to wait till April 10th. If you are a small business or a sole proprietor, you can go ahead and download the forms, call the banks, get everything rolling. Again, this is a 2-year at 1% forgivable loan. If you use the money, 75% of it towards your payroll. If you have more questions on the Paycheck Protection Program, go to .gov and search PPP Loan or Paycheck Protection Program. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Emergency Advance. So the loan's going to provide up to $10,000 of economic relief to businesses that are currently experiencing temporary difficulties. I think that's everybody in the United States right now, probably the world, but right now we're focusing on the United States. It's for up to $10,000 in advance payment, and the payment will hopefully help you with temporary loss of revenue. Funds will be made available following a successful application. This loan advance will not have to be repaid. It will not have to be repaid. So a little bit about this is the same thing, small business under 500 employees, and it does include sole proprietors, independent contractors, self-employed, private nonprofit organizations, and veteran organizations that were affected by this pandemic. This is in certain industries. You need to look on your SBA size standard list and see if you can qualify for this. Again, it's one form. I'll put the link in the description. Once you click on it, it literally took me 5 minutes to fill it out. There's a disclosure, there's a business information, a business owner information, a little additional information, and then the summary, and then you submit it. And there's a big checkbox that says, I want the advance $10,000. And you hit yes. Going through the form a little bit, I'll do it pretty quickly, but the eligible entity verification is the very first thing that pops up. You choose one. It's an applicant as a business with not more than 500 employees, or applicant is an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees, or as an independent contractor. Most of you guys will probably pick one of those two, but read all of them and see what applies to you and check them off. There's a review and check all, talking about, are you part of illegal activities? Are you part of agricultural enterprises? Applicant is not in the business of lobbying. Applicant cannot be a state, local, or government entity. So you check all these off. The next thing that the form talks about is the business information. So you're going to do your business legal name. It also says trade name. So the trade name, if you're doing business as, like, say the company is called business legal name, and there's a DBA of that for Welcome to Las Vegas, you're going to put the trade name as Welcome to Las Vegas. It'll ask for EIN or a social security number for sole proprietorship. If you are self-employed and you do not have an EIN number, it's going to be your social. When EIN numbers pop up, it's normally 2 numbers, a dash, and then the rest of the numbers. Our socials are normally 3 numbers, dash, 2 numbers, dash 4, right? When you fill this out and it's your social, it's going to put the dashes in as if it was an EIN. That's okay. Just write it out. The dash will come up automatically. It's fine. Organization type, LLC, sole proprietor, SC Corp, independent contractor, or other. Everything needs to be specific in here. Once you type all that in, you'll go to next. It'll ask some more questions, and then it'll say, I want the advancement of $10,000, and you check that box off. You hit submit, and it says within a few days that you'll get the money. I did mine last week. I still haven't got anything, so I'm sure they're behind. But that's the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. Again, it's the $10,000 advance payment. Completely does not have to be repaid. You guys need to use this to help bring your employees back, to pay the rent, to pay your utilities, whatever you have to do to keep your doors open. This is what this is for. So the next thing that we are going to talk about is the SBA Express Bridge Loan. And it enables small businesses who currently have business relationships with the SBA Express lender to access up to $25,000. So if you've already been dealing with the SBA with different loans, they know you, they know your business, you can quickly get $25,000. So this loan is to help businesses overcome, again, temporary loss of revenue that they are experiencing due to this disaster. If a small business has an urgent need for cash while waiting for a decision and disbursement of the economic injury disaster loan, they may qualify for this SBA Express Disaster Bridge Loan. So the terms are up to $25,000, fast turnaround, will be repaid in full or in part by proceeds from the EIDL loan. So technically, if you get approved and it's a certain amount, and then a few weeks from now or a month from now, whenever they want to approve this EIDL loan, not your $10,000 advancement that you don't have to pay back, but the actual loan, like say you got approved for $300,000, out of that $300,000, the $25,000 from this SBA Express Bridge Loan will be paid out of that. So you don't have to worry about paying it back. It'll just go directly into that EIDL loan, and you'll have one payment, to pay them back. So again, this Express Bridge Loan is strictly for people that have already done business with the SBA. They have a business relationship with them, and pretty much they already have your information in the system. They see how, your business works and your profit and loss. So they'll, hopefully get you access up to $25,000 pretty quickly. Again, if it said that we would get the EIDL in 3 days, I don't know how much quicker you could get $25,000, but I am not the SBA. So the last thing is the SBA Debt Relief. The SBA will automatically pay the principal, interest, and fee of current 7A 504 and microloans for a period of 6 months. So if you already have a loan with the SBA, they're going to pay the principal, interest, and fees for up to 6 months. Pretty neat. The SBA will also automatically pay the interest, principal, and fees of new 7A 504 and microloans issued prior to September 27th, 2020. So we have all the way till the end of September for any of the new microloans, 504, new 7A, for them to pay the principal, interest, and fees. So recap, SBA Debt Relief, if you already have a loan with the SBA, they are paying your interest, your principal, and fees for 6 months. And if you get a new loan with them, whether it be the 7A, the 504, or the microloans, they are going to pay the principal, interest, and fees all the way through September 27th, 2020. Again, it's probably for the 6 months, but you can request the loan, and if you get approved up until September 27th, they will pay the 6 months principal, interest, and fees. So those are great things. I really hope the government starts paying out these people. We are still hurting, and they're doing their best. But like I said, I applied for the EIDL about a week ago, and we still have nothing. So again, the 4 programs that the government has put out on the SBA.gov website is the Paycheck Protection Program, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Emergency Advancement of the $10,000. Again, that's an advancement of the $10,000, and then if you get approved for the loan, you can work that out. You can either accept it or not accept it. The SBA Express Bridge Loan and the SBA Debt Relief. So I first started doing this 2 weeks ago. All of these were really merged together. So I had like 7 PDFs that we filled out. We submitted it. There was no online login anymore. So you didn't really know if they got it. How can you check the status if there's no login? So every single day it's been changing. The website's already changed today. It's Saturday, April 4th. So everything's changing daily. They're trying to keep up. They're trying to do their best. They've never experienced something like this, nor have we. So we're trying to keep up to date on things. So if you've already filled out the forms, good for you, but you're going to have to fill out these other forms they're new, up-to-date forms. That way you can get, approved, or at least in their application status so that, they can start to look at everyone's forms. If you have any questions, I know in the last video we've had a lot of comments, a lot of questions. I've tried my best to answer. I'm not a CPA, but we are having weekly meetings with our CPA, and I'm trying to write down everything that we hear from them. And if you guys have a question, I'm asking them. So hopefully this all helps. If you have questions, comments, concerns, just want to say thanks. Write it in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Probably in the next few days, I'm going to go live once Monday rolls around, and we'll see what new programs that they have discovered or what they're trying to give us. So again, love always, be kind, and see you next time.